Hello. Now I've got my little flannel on because it's very windy, okay? I'll try not to jerk the camera, but you know what I'm like. I'm actually walking obviously in this field. There is a footpath, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm walking on this footpath in a field, so do forgive the jerkiness, and if there's any wind I do apologise. It's extremely windy, but I do have my little trusty flannel on today. Oh dear. It's first of all, it's a glorious day. I've got my friend up there, Mr. Solarface, who watched the singing video, eh? Hands up. Still coughing. Haven't been very well for a fortnight, but anyway, whatever, you know, it's such is life. So now I'm going to talk about this. Anything you're going through, whatever happens, whatever curveball life throws at you, just remember one thing, right? It's temporary. We're going to live, hopefully, we're going to live 70, 80, 90 years. And whatever you're going through right now, perhaps, may last a week, a month, a year. And really, in the big scheme of things, if you live until you're 80 and you've got a difficult year, it really is just a blip, okay? So whatever you're going through is just a temporary thing for now. And life invariably gets better. Hey, I say life is good and good gets better. So I think that's quite important to remember, really. Temporary, that's all it is. Also, whatever you find yourself going through, sometimes, you know, it's not the situation itself, it's how you deal with the situation. It's, to be honest, it's how you think about the situation. And it could be lots of things, right? It could be on a lesser scale. You could have a dental appointment booked. You could have an interview coming up. You could have maybe a driving test, right? Something like that. Or you've got to go and have a conversation that you know is going to be a little bit difficult with a friend, a family member, whatever. And what happens, all this stuff is in the future. So rather than dealing with it then, we end up panicking and worrying now. And it spoils our day-to-day now, which is a real shame. But again, it's how you think about the situation. So you end up getting yourself all in a dizzy, trying to think of words, all wound up, right, all stressed about something that you don't know what the outcome is going to be about this interview, or this dental appointment, or this driving test, or this conversation that you're going to have with somebody. And yet you can spend a day, a week, a month getting all agitated and upset and thinking things through. You don't know how it's going to end, how it's going to turn out, how things will work out. It's silly, you know. So it really is how you think about the situation, you know. And I would actually say think about the situation just before you need to go and deal with the situation. I don't see the point in worrying too much, you know. But it is how you think about the situation. That's on a lesser scale. Now it could be a bigger scale than that, okay? It could be something more major, obviously. And you could be, currently you're perhaps dealing with grief, a breakup of a relationship of some kind. You've got, I don't know, a medical procedure, a major medical procedure coming up, something like that. So obviously that's, we've now raised the bar. But again, I think it's how you think about the situation. And you can spend a week, a month, whatever, worrying, deliberating, cogitating, getting yourself wound up and upset and nervous and frightened and worried and all those sort of things. But it's how we think about the situation. It always is. It's how we think about the situation. You know, deal with the now. Okay, so if you've got a medical procedure coming up, don't worry about it today. You know, let it take care of itself. Now it's different, isn't it? If you're going through, say, a breakup of a marriage or whatever, I can't say to you, don't think about it now, because it's happening now. But what's important is what I just said about it being temporary. You are in a temporary situation. And maybe this 6 months that you're going through, or this year, or whatever, is awful and terrible and horrible, and it's difficult to deal with. Of course it is. We know that. Of course we do. You know, but it is temporary, and life will get better. And think of yourself in the future. You know, think what 6 months might bring, or a year. In 10 years' time, you'll hardly remember this situation. So it's pointless making yourself a victim and holding yourself to ransom to your thoughts. So it's about what you think. You know, I'm repeating myself, but it is. Everything we go through, it's about what we think. It's often not the situation, it's how we think about the situation, you know? So try and think more positive, that's what I would say. And tell yourself, you know, I don't know the answers, I don't know how this is going to work out. Therefore, I'm not going to spend weeks and weeks and weeks and probably months worrying myself into an early grave. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let the situation pan out. I will deal with each small part of the situation if and when it arises. And really, everything we are is all that we think. So that's all I've got to say, really. It's really important, you know. It's often not the situation that you're going through, it's the way that we think about the situation. And we view ourselves in that situation, and we worry and we deliberate and we think about it too much, you know. So try and think on a more positive level, and things may be slightly easier. You know, you may find that by changing your thoughts, you end up eating a little bit better, sleeping a bit better, and therefore you've got the energy to actually deal with the situation that's happening or coming up. So yeah, I think there's a lot that you can do, really, you know. I mean, as I always say in these videos, it's only ever right for me, but that's what I do, okay? I'm just going to show you this view. In there somewhere is a glorious little boy. He is lovely. Hello, my little boy. I was just talking about you. I was telling these gorgeous people in YouTube land that you're an angel. And you are an angel. You're my angel. Yeah, so do think about the situation on a more positive level. I don't think there's any need to put yourself through all this horrible times and what have you. Life is going to be hard, you know, it's going to be horrible, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be upsetting and troublesome and worrying and you know, difficult to deal with at times. But, you know, everything we are is what we think, you know, that's what I've said. And again, you know, it really is a temporary situation regardless of whatever you're going through. It really is, it's just temporary, you know. And whatever you're going through, just think back a little while. Your life was okay, wasn't it, a while ago? 6 months ago, a year, 10 years ago, it was okay. And probably your life's going to be okay again in 6 months or a year or 10 years, you know. So you are going through whatever you're going through a temporary situation, and it's how you think about the situation is how you actually end up dealing with the situation. I know I've repeated myself a lot in this video, but anyway, whatever. Mr. Glorious has been solar faced today. Absolutely lovely. Bood! Hey! Boody! Come here! Come here! I think he's rolling in shit. Now, my beautiful boy, No, you're soaking wet, absolutely sopping wet. Oh, and you smell, you dirty, no, you gotta have a wash. Right, my dog officially smells of something like cow's piss. What does that smell like, Bri? Well, life is good. On the whole, life is good. Your life is good, and good gets better. Try and remember that. So, you are gorgeous, but a gorgeous boy who stinks. Bloody hell, Bode, you're foul. Well, let's go through this way, darling. Right, we're just going into a very dark, spooky area. Please come with me for a second. I'm just about to end this video because I know that I've said all that I want to say, really. You know, this video basically, right? It was just going to be a few words of advice to a couple of people that have asked me, how can I deal with this current situation? And that really is it. You know, it is a current situation. Please don't think that it's going to go on forever. You know, whatever the outcome is, your life may be very, very different at the end of it, but you'll survive. You've survived this far and you'll survive again. You really will. Take care. Be glorious. Be beautiful. Be well. Ta-da.